At some point yesterday, I reached 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. I'm also wearing the exact same thing I wore in the last video. So I thought I would do a fun video answering some of your questions because I've gotten a lot recently between Instagram and YouTube. There's no way I'm going to be able to answer them all in this video, but if you like this type of content, then let me know in the comment section below, and maybe I will make a part 2 or even a part 3 to this video. So I tried to pick questions that I've received frequently and also some weird and unusual questions. I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get right into it. So I'm going off of all of these questions I've written down on my phone. How tall are you? I am 5'11", so if you watch my videos and think that I look tall in my videos, it's because I am very, very tall. What is your zodiac sign? I am a Gemini. I was born June 19th. I'm not super into astrological signs, but I enjoy reading my horoscope from time to time and think it's entertaining. How did you get into ASMR and what made you want to start making ASMR videos? I've actually been watching ASMR videos for the last maybe 7 or so years, but even before I was watching videos that were specifically labeled as ASMR videos, I was watching videos that I felt were really relaxing, especially before I went to bed. I specifically remember this channel called Expert Village, and there was a series of this girl doing different massage techniques, and each video was like 2 minutes long, so I made a playlist on my computer of all the videos consecutively in a row, and I would just watch the whole playlist before I went to bed, and it always made me fall asleep. I should try to find those because honestly they were really nice. Because I've been watching ASMR for so long, I feel like I have a really clear idea of what triggers me and what I enjoy watching in another ASMR video. So I thought I would give it a go and use the things that I like and try to replicate them in my own ASMR videos with my own content. And so far, it's been really fun and really exciting. Do you smoke marijuana? If you don't, what's your opinion on it? I personally do not smoke marijuana. I've never really been interested in it or any other drugs. However, I don't have anything against anyone else who chooses to smoke marijuana recreationally or for medical purposes. I don't support anyone who makes reckless choices like driving under the influence, etc. But if you want to enjoy marijuana on your own time, I have no issues with it. I do occasionally eat these little edibles. They're like mints, and they have a very, very, very small amount of THC in them. And I have found that they're helpful sometimes when I'm experiencing really bad night anxiety or depression or insomnia, and they just kind of help me fall asleep. But I don't take them very often. I think it's like 2.5 milligrams per mint, and I'll usually take like half of one or even a little bit less. It doesn't make me feel high or out of my normal state of mind. It just makes me feel a little bit sleepy. I'm also not encouraging anyone else to do drugs or start taking edibles. That's just my own personal experience. And truthfully, weed makes me feel paranoid and it makes me feel depressed sometimes for multiple days. I have not had the same experience with the very small doses in edibles, but I guess it depends on a lot of different factors, including where the weed is coming from and what type of weed it is. I don't know enough about that to even delve into that conversation. If you had 24 hours to live, what would you do? I think I would want to experience 2 dramatically different types of living. Maybe fly to like a part of Africa that doesn't have the same modern conveniences and technology that's available in the United States, and experience another form of life that's also fulfilling but different. I'm actually not sure how long it takes to fly to Africa, but that might be a significant chunk of the 24 hours. So I would have to adjust my plans accordingly. After that, I would immediately want to fly to a restaurant that has the most extensive selection of truffles, which are mushrooms, by the way, if you've never had them. And as I was about to die, I would just have somebody like shave the most high quality truffles into my mouth as I went out. Is that weird? Alternatively, if that plan wasn't feasible, I would probably spend the last 24 hours educating people about why single-use plastic is so detrimental to our environment. And after that, I would hang out with my cats and then still do the truffle thing, if possible. Can we make that happen? Honestly, I'd like to do that anyways. What is my hair care routine? This is a question that I get asked frequently, and I'm actually going to do a video at some point in time showing you guys basically what I do, which is pretty much nothing. I wash my hair maximum 1 to 2 times a month, which might seem crazy to some of you, but this is right now probably going on about 1 week of not washing. In summertime, I tend to wash my hair a little bit more because it's hotter, I'm sweating more. The most important thing in between hair washes is avoiding pretty much all products, although I do use some oil on the ends of my hair in between. But as you can see, even after a week, it's not really greasy. I definitely have like oil that comes out of my head, but I feel like my body has adjusted to not washing my hair so often. So it's really quite nice. So yeah, stay tuned for a video on that, or let me know if you'd like to see a video on that. Another question that I get asked frequently is what is my skincare routine? And I actually have a video on that already on YouTube, so I will link that below in the description box if you want to check it out. I am a huge fan of the oil cleansing method, which means I generally only use a natural oil to remove my makeup and wash my face. I know that sounds confusing to some people, like how could you put oil on your face, especially if your skin is oily, but it actually is an amazing thing you can do for your skin. It's worth trying. Even if you have extremely oily skin, I think it's great for pretty much all skin types, and it's worked really, really well for me, and I do have a video on that, so check it out, try it, and let me know what you think. Are you vegan? This is a question that I cannot possibly fully answer in this video, but no, and I will never fully consider myself vegan. A lot of you guys cannot grasp the fact that I wouldn't be vegan when veganism seems to align with most of my morals and ideas and my lifestyle. You really need to look at all parts of food production. It's simply not something that's black and white. I am constantly striving to make the most ethical decisions that I possibly can make, including where I get my food from, what I'm eating, what I'm putting into my body, what I'm putting on my body. I have not eaten meat in 24 years, if that gives you any indication of how I feel about the meat industry. If you've been following me for a long time, if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I do endorse and promote a plant-based lifestyle. So if you are vegan, I agree with a lot of your values. I think a lot of people who identify themselves as being part of a group, such as being a vegan, are the most critical on other people within their group, which completely has never made sense to me. Like if somebody is taking steps towards veganism or towards being zero waste or living a more sustainable lifestyle, other people who also have those same values can frequently be the most judgmental, and that, I mean, that is just like I have such a huge problem with that. I am a firm believer of having constructive conversations and never shaming someone into a lifestyle. So if you want to educate someone about why they should make different decisions, the first step is approaching them in a constructive way. The thing you never want to do is shame them, ever. So if you've left a comment in one of my videos that was just negative and shaming about any part of my life, I usually just delete it because it's just not worth my time or my energy. However, many of you know that if you have, you know, commented asking me questions about why I choose to make the choices I make, even if you have differing viewpoints, I have more often than not responded in a respectful way, and I'm definitely open to having those constructive conversations. So at some point we'll come back to the vegan debate. What was the best and the worst thing about stripping? So I've made a couple videos on this in a series that I have not quite finished, but I would say the best thing or things about stripping are, you know, you're an independent contractor, so you have the ability to make your own schedule, pretty much show up to work whenever you want, leave whenever you want for the most part, and also you can walk away from any situation that you don't like, which is great. And with bartending or any other jobs that I've held in hospitality, I haven't had that freedom to kind of escape or leave a situation that felt negative to me. The worst things about it, number one, that lifestyle is definitely not for everyone, and I think you can get wrapped up into a lot of negative things if you don't have the right personality type to be in that field. It can be very draining both physically and mentally, and a large part of the time I spent dancing, I really felt like I wasn't being mentally stimulated. You're on a really shitty sleep schedule for the most part. I've been on that nightlife schedule for so long, until recently when I quit my job. And for those of you guys who didn't know, yes, I quit my job and I'm a full-time YouTuber now. What the But yeah, being on a late night schedule really sucks, and I just feel like it's not healthy, and it's definitely not good for somebody like myself who experiences anxiety and depression. So now, I mean, I'm certainly not void of anxiety or depression, but I feel that waking up earlier, utilizing my day better, and going to sleep a bit earlier has definitely put me on a better cycle, and I feel like it's also helped with some of those psychological issues is what I was going to say, but I feel like that makes me sound like I have mental problems. Do you have advice for somebody who finds it hard to socialize and make friends? I myself am kind of a loner, especially after having so many jobs for years that were in hospitality, where I was kind of in a forced social situation. It almost made me like not want to put myself in social situations in my free time. But as I've gotten older, I do feel like it's helpful to be around people sometimes, even if you don't feel like you want to be. If I feel like I'm isolating myself, I will often force myself to be in an easy, low pressure social situation, going out to get a coffee by myself or going to a bar and having a cocktail. And even if you have a very small group of friends, I think it's important to set aside time to hang out with people who make you feel fulfilled, you know, make your time feel well spent. And sometimes it helps to just have those specific plans, like Wednesday we're gonna meet for lunch, or Friday we're gonna meet and have a drink after work. Whatever it is, if you're having trouble like branching out and meeting new people, make plans with the friends that you do have and put yourself in other low pressure social situations where you might be able to network with new people and make new friends. What is one thing you dislike about social media and one thing you like about social media? Something that I dislike about social media is that I feel like people are very inclined to judge you before getting to know you. I'm definitely not saying that everybody needs to like me, but I feel like once you start to accumulate a small following, people can be very judgmental before getting to know you, and that can make you feel kind of deterred from engaging on social media or from opening up about things in your life. But I feel like I've moved past that, because one of the most positive parts about social media is the ability to connect with like-minded individuals all over the world, and I really can't think of anything else that allows you to do that in the same way. How did you get into Shabari, and is it a BDSM practice? Shabari is basically a form of rope bondage that is inspired by traditional Japanese martial arts and restraining captives, I guess in like times of war and combat. For me personally, I really enjoy anything related to rope and tying knots. My boyfriend likes that kind of stuff as well, or like survival skills, and it's always been like an anxiety reducing task for me. So if I feel like I'm really anxious, sometimes it helps to just like concentrate on a simple task, and that is how I honestly got into it. I also appreciate the way it looks. BDSM is not really my thing, sorry to disappoint. However, I am open to trying anything, especially if I'm with a partner that I feel comfortable with, and I do appreciate the foundation of BDSM, which is that everything is consensual, everything is safe, and if you are into Shabari as a BDSM practice, then I think that's great. Is your boyfriend as serious as he looks? Nick and I filmed a relationship Q&A video a while back. I'm sure some of you have seen it. In the comment section, I noticed that a lot of people were saying like he was being mean to me or he was condescending in the way that he was speaking, which I absolutely did not find to be the case at all. He's definitely like not someone who prefers to be on camera. He's a much more private person than me. That being said, he's Greek and he also has like really, really serious eyebrows. I think that his expression kind of comes across as being like stern, serious, and sometimes angry because his eyebrows are just so intense. I like them though, and he refuses to let anyone touch them. Are your boobs real? People ask me this question all the time as if I'm withholding information, and I've made like 5 videos related to this, So if you want to know the answer to this question, do a really quick investigation throughout my YouTube channel and you will find out very quickly. I actually have to head out for a job in a couple minutes. So if you guys want me to do a part 2 to this video, if you enjoy this type of video, again, let me know in the comment section below. Thank you guys all so much for joining me. Thank you for 100,000 subscribers. I'm still in disbelief. It doesn't feel real. I will see you very soon, and I will talk to you then.